Good afternoon, everyone. Third bout deadly cold ripping through the southeast U.S. Santa Ana wind warning, extreme fire danger, California. How is it the third instance of that and the third instance of freezing cold? What's happening to our entire planetary system? Is this going to be the new moving forward? And I try to put some numbers here for you. 41 states impacted, 235 million people. That's a majority of the U.S. So we jump into the map here. The below zero, like sub-zero temperatures, really dark blue. Everywhere else below freezing, and even down into the Gulf areas, including Louisiana and Florida. Here she comes again. These are your anomaly temperatures here. So if your average daily temperature in the area where you live is 30 degrees Fahrenheit, anywhere that it's purple will be 40 degrees below that, bringing you to 10 below zero. Anything in the darker blues is 30 degrees below your normal temperature. Gives you a warning going out. This is the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and this is a multiple day event prolonged again, and that cold just continues to push to the south, to the east, ripping across the Great Lakes. Winter storm warnings out everywhere. And it begins the 19th, and this map shall be colorized as we move. But that blue winter warnings across all of the southern states is kind of strange. More snow there than the Midwest. Had somebody send this in northern Minnesota this morning. Keep in mind, 30 plus degrees Fahrenheit below zero. I no longer wish to live here. Hurts my face. I get you. Head off to the tropical islands, my friend. A lot of people will consider Georgia a nice warm spot. First ever extreme cold warning, Metro Atlanta. That's saying something. Since these states have been around for a couple hundred years, something has definitely flipped. Are we talking a multi-century cycle? Protect the pets. We got the 4 P's at the bottom. Pets, pipes, populations, plants. And maybe I would add a 5P, Peachtree City, Georgia. Wind chills below zero. This is going to add some, delays in our travel, airports, and communication systems across the southeast U.S. I looked at the map here, snow map for you. I thought, that's Louisiana. Baton Rouge, New Orleans. Does that say 9 inches of snow moving eastward? It does. So I thought that's a little impossible. I widened it out, and there you go. National Weather Service putting out freezing rain, ice, and snow moving over New Orleans and continuing east. And to widen that out all the way over through the Panhandle, what do we got? The oranges and the pinks, that's freezing rain, ice, and sleet. People in Florida don't drive in that. That is going to be a mega crash fest. Do not go on the roads. But there's even ice way out into the Gulf of Mexico, soon to be renamed Gulf of America. So I pulled this grab off ABC News, snow and ice potential. It said more than 4 inches of snow. All right, that's a pretty big area. That's a lot of variance. So here's your blue, up to 12 inches of snow. You're kidding me, a foot of snow in Louisiana coastal. Okay, something's definitely very wrong at this point here. But first, we partnered with Dr. Gundry, MD, to share this information with you. Would you believe me if I told you inside your pantry right now is one of the healthiest foods on the planet? Yep, it's true. And not some weird, trendy superfood. Spoiler alert, it's olive oil. You've probably used it to cook with, but there are countless ways to use olive oil to help yourself look and feel younger. You should get as much high-quality olive oil into your daily routine as possible. But what kind of olive oil is best for your health? The olive oil industry is huge, and you can bet they're all not made with the consumer in mind. Dr. Gundry has decided to take a stand and release his personal research and findings. You can watch the video right now by going to getolive1.com/adapt or by clicking that link in the description box below. That's getolive1.com/adapt. Or click that link in the description box below. People who have taken his advice have shared their results with him, saying the olive oil they bought after learning his simple rules has helped him change their lives. Make sure you go to getolive1.com/adapt or click on that link in the description box below. When you're looking at the entire band of snow, 6 to 8 inches sweeping. And some of the old numbers for you to keep an eye on here. Greatest Florida snow totals, 4 inches, the highest ever received. March 1954, the forecast now 6 inches, 8 inches, which would be doubling the greatest snowfalls. Wait a minute, let's go back to the 1640s. Seminole Indians called this the Great White Rain. Everglades froze for 3 years in a row, and they received snow all the way down to Miami. That was during the Maunder minimum, though. So back out to your snow map. Will we exceed these totals? Not sure, and those are moving east. We shall see at the end of this. It's a record breaker for sure, any way you look at it. And we're already starting to see power outages in Ontario, and TVA was only 4% away from blackout. They've maxed out 96%, and it's going to be colder tonight and tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes, if they can hold that line without rolling blackouts like they did Christmas of 2023. Panhandle here, any of those colors, that's you don't go on the roads. People can't drive in that. Because deep south winter storm, you can see the colorations depending. The yellows were the snows, the freezing rain at the reds, at that line there right at the Gulf Coast. It's going to be one for the books. And oh, my Great Lakes brethren, I did not forget you either. Look a little bit to the west over there. Those are below 0 Fahrenheit temperatures, ground temperatures, 21st into the 22nd, even down southern Indiana, down into West Virginia. Virginia is still looking at single digits only. And I started to see that strange pattern coming off the east part of Lake Michigan. It all has to do with snow cover and lake effect snows. So as we look January 19th, just a day or so ago, 6% coverage of ice on Lake Superior, only 14% of Michigan covered up. Lake Ontario is only at 5%. Lake Erie, shallow lake, 32%. This is going to be a snowmaker, and here's your map. Those tiger scratches there, yeah, unusual. But the wind, the velocity of the wind, and the absolute pounding that some of these areas are going to get above 25 inches is also going to be a disruption fest. And that image right there reminded me of the sea effect snows that were in Japan from the 10th to the 15th, just a week or so ago. And you ask yourself how much blew in off that sea effect snow right here. 3.7 times the average amount for the full month of January. They received 6 feet in a single dump. And I myself was just in Japan at Mount Fuji, and coming in and out of the airport, huge amount of people with snowboards and skis. They knew the snow was coming in, nature's bounty. Also, that's another thing. You knew this winter storm totals for snow were going to increase, because you look at all the summer, we had record rains of double, triple, quadruple the amounts of a full year of rain, a full month of rain. But now we're in winter, so it's just going to equate into snowfall. That is going to continue for another couple of years until all this moisture makes its way out of the atmosphere. So are you ready for these types of disruptions again and again? This seems like it's going to and is becoming the norm as different systems across our world shift in multi-century cycles. Aerial view here, Palisades, wide view of drone, complete destruction. And what do we see? And knowing that that is only 50% contained, and then the new powerful damaging Santa Ana wind warnings coming out, National Weather Service on the 19th. It's going to roll through the 23rd. 50 to 70 mile per hour gusts in the coast and valley, but then in the mountains it's going to reach 100 miles per hour again. These fires are going to start sweeping coastal areas once again. The map here for you, 2-day fire. It's actually extended to 3-day fire. Extremes in that really light pink area, California fire, red flag warnings. So those embers and all that non-contained fire is going to start blowing in a more northerly fashion versus straight offshore. Look for reignitions and spreads of this, especially where it says Burbank. I remember the Burbank studios. Price is Right. That area, nothing has been burned there yet. But is that being primed for the newest round of news stories? Because the insurance industry already cannot even handle any of this. They're going to require federal bailouts to $500 billion. That's right, $500 billion with a T. To cover the losses from this fire, and none of the insurers have around $23 billion to cover all the losses. And speaking of losses, off CNN, why more Americans are gardening. People are looking to increase practical, cost-effective ways to manage grocery bills. And that's a really good idea to do some of your own gardening. You have to realize that California produces about 30% of all food consumed in the United States for fresh veg, fruits, and nuts. The disruptions there, it doesn't seem like it's in the actual orchard areas, but you have to realize the infrastructure connecting that and the operations and the warehouses, and that's all been in that fire zone. So it's not the farms that were burned themselves, but everything leading to that distribution network that then gives us our food through the United States has been burned out there. Things are going to cost more this year for sure. Homeowners insurance, that's going up. Everybody's going to have to cover the cost of California. They're going to need huge federal bailouts for preventing full cascading collapse of the insurance industry. We got all the food price rising, and where does that leave us? Because some of the damage that's already been done with the cold events, and think about if this trend continues, then in the southeast U.S., we're going to have to re-engineer and start burying our pipes deeper. How long is that going to take to re-outfit the entire southeast U.S. to go deeper in the ground to withstand this cold? I have to get to insulate and boost up those R factors in the homes for insulation as well. I mean, we're talking a revamp of the entire system across the United States from California all the way over to Florida. These things are in motion right now, and you can see why. It seems that we're at the shifting era of an age. So get ready for that. Also get ready, I'm going to be dropping the next video for those of you supporting me on Patreon, talking about some of these same crop losses and atmospheric conditions that appear to be the catalyst for more food destruction moving forward into this year. And also, after that, I'm going to be releasing the show notes for last Thursday's episode, Civilization Cycle, live 2 hours at a time. Those show notes will be hitting your inbox. Look for those. And if you want to join, civilizationcycle.com. Put your email in there. We'll get you those on a weekly. I do appreciate you watching. Hope you got something out of the video. Please share with friends and family. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.